Hi, so this is the habit tracker app that I have made. So here we can hit the front end. So here we can add an habit. So suppose I'm adding an habit study month start, and I'll add the timing. Timing is 14:40. I'll add this. This will get here, and I can add another thing that can another habit that I have to run at 3:42. Let's say that, and then I have these two habits back to back. Now one thing, when we click on those individual habits, you can delete these habits. So suppose if I click on uh, delete, so this gets deleted, and if we click on these individual habits, then we are shown a 7-day view. So will be shown this 7-day view from today. So, and we can change the status of those views. So like we can change it to whether it's completed, it's incomplete, or it's no status, whatever. We can choose it. And we can click here to go back. Okay, I can click on delete to delete it. When there's no habit, we get this notification, no habit present in the bucket. So let's look at the implementation of this. So first thing, well, I have let's go to the index.js. Let's see the packages that I have used. I have used EJS, Express, Mongoose, and we go to the index.js file. Then here I have used Express, I have used router, I have used path. Port is set to 8000. I'm taking an instance of Express in app variable. Then I'm finding the I'm serving some static files, so I have used this uh, part.join and dir name to find the uh, the address, and then I have said that this address will be represented by slash static, and I've used express for .url encoder. This is done to pass the URL, and so I'm using a view engine which is EJS, and so I'm setting the view engine as EJS, and I'm saying that to find those views, please go to the views folder. And I've said that if we encounter a slash, please use the router. I've made some routes, and this is the app.listen. Server starts here. Now to begin, initially we need to go to the mongoose.js. Like we need to see the database. So here I've required the mongoose, and I've said that please connect to this. This habit tracker DB is the name of the DB, and now I've taken the instance of this database by using mongoose.connection in a DB variable, and I've said that once on, please look for an event called error. If that happens, please console this error controlling to the database. And said that once you have opened, once, and on DB instance, I use the once function to say that if you encounter an error, not an error, if you encounter the um, open task, then please console.log that successfully connected to the database. Here we have the model. So basically we are trying to store the data of a habit inside the database. So we have connected the mongoose, and now here we will describe the, we know that MongoDB stores data in the form of JSON. So here we have defined the schema. So here we have created a schema that will contain name, which will be of type string, and it will be required. Then we have a time, so this will be string and then again required, and then we have taken our days, which will contain an array. And then we have made a model out of it, and we have taken that into a variable called habit, and we have exported this. And then we also have routes. So we saw that in index.js we wrote that if you encounter slash, please go use the route. So it actually comes here, and then here. So this is the router. This is the router which we are making and exporting to index.js, and here we are requiring it. So if we go here, go to the routes, if we see what we have done, we have said that for again passing URL we have used this, and we are saying that we have made some controllers which I'll tell you what I'll define what those are. But these controller will basically interact with the backend, and it will do the necessary like update and or deletion from the database, and it will provide it to the views for rendering it down to the front end. So here we have the home controller. We have made a control home controller. We made a create habit controller, a delete habit controller, and a habit details controller. We're requiring all four of them. Okay, and here we are saying that please pass the URL, use this, and if you get a slash, please on this home controller use the home function. Okay, and from this controller use the create function, and from this use the delete, from this use the show details, from this. So this is about it. And now finally, here we have the controllers. So controllers, we have a habit controller, create habit. So this will result in the creation of a habit. So we have taken the model, we have required the model, and we have made an array of months, and here we are requiring the date. We are generating the date, and we are creating habit.create will create this habit. So whenever the user enters, the request.body will have the name of the habit, and the time will be from request.body.time. Okay, so habit and time, these two. And then we are saying that if there is an error, then say that there is an error, otherwise console.log this and the data, and please redirect to the slash page, I mean the home page. So slash means this page again, the same page. Yeah, show the render data and just go back to the this page. Now here we have a home controller. This is the home controller. So home controller will have all the you know this is the home page basically. So here all of our tasks will be rendered. We are saying that to find everything, and if there's an error, say this, otherwise render on the home EJS. Title should be this and data should be everything. So views, we have two views which I'll be explaining later. And then here we have a delete habit too. So we are saying that this is an async function. So we have gotten so if we click on delete, then we get the ID of that. Okay, so we are taking from query the ID, and we are saying that find by ID and then delete it. We're using that function, we're deleting it. If there's an error, return an error, otherwise go back to that page. Then we have a habit details. So here we have taken the array, the habit schema, and then we are taking the ID. This is again async function. So find by ID, we are taking find by ID function, and then we are finding that function. If we so basically what we are doing that we are tracking the previous 6 days here. So here you can see from 0 to 6, previous 6 days here. And if the status of those 6 days, we are finding the status of those 6 days, whether or not it's completed, incomplete, or none. So so whatever we are getting, we are putting that into the days underscore track, this array. So and then we are rendering this on the habit details page. We are providing the titles as details and habit detail as the data and the track as data. So these are the things we are sending it. Now the views, we have the home page. So home page, we have used EJS here, right? So here you can say we are finding all habits, if the array which is being returned by the controller, if its length is 0, then no habit, otherwise just render these habits. That's present in the home.js and habit.details.js. So habit details, which is the 7-day view basically. So we are saying that first we have to display the name and the title. So suppose I run and 1747, if I do add, and then if I go to football, we have to display the name and timing. So and then we are making a table with date status and change status. So date status and change status, and then we are rendering 6 days. So basically we'll get the track data, track underscore data, and from there we will see the data of those 6 days, whether or not those are completed or not. So yeah, here we have making those 3 drop down where we can check the status of the individual day. Yeah. And then we are rendering it for all days, for all 6 days. So that's about it. I hope you like the project, and yeah, that's it. That's all about the project. Thank you.